Welcome back to MBTHS Report Room. And today, we have an interesting story. A cold case that has stumped many for over 70 years. Thanks to new technologies, we have finally solved the deaths of the Romanov family, the last imperial dynasty of Russia. We go to historian Aiden Barton and Professor Daejhaun Regans for more insight into the case.
The Romanov family was an interesting case. The Romanovs ruled over Russia for over 3 centuries, or 300 years. The Romanovs included many powerful figures, such as Peter the Great, Catherine the Great, Nicholas II, and Mikhail Romanov. The citizens of Russia generally liked the Romanov family's rule. This would eventually change once Nicholas II becomes Tsar. Nicholas II would become the last emperor of the Romanov dynasty.
The final years of the Romanovs' rule over Russia consisted of Nicholas II, his wife Alexandra, and their 5 children. Their 5 children composed of 4 daughters, Olga, Tatiana, Maria, Anastasia, and their son Alexei. Once Nicholas II first took the throne, Russian citizens originally liked him and had hopes of him being a strong leader. However, this perception would soon change after only a year. People started having doubts about the family. These uncertainties would eventually lead to the demise of the Romanov family.
Nicholas II would be the key figure in the outcome of the family's death. Nicholas II was different from the previous generations of the Romanov family, as he was thought to be a terrible leader. He believed in a strong sense of autocracy, or a form of government in which one ruler has absolute power and control. He refused to embrace forms, made indecisive policies, and wouldn't properly handle the issues happening in the country. Russian citizens also disliked the Romanov family due to their connections with Grigory Rasputin. Rasputin was a man who took advantage of the Romanov family and the Russian government, as well as claiming he was a mystic healer. At the time, Russia was suffering from economic and social hardship, and ruler Nicholas II was almost nowhere to be found. In 1917, Russia was going through the Russian Revolution due to intense political and social upheaval. Rasputin can be credited for some of the revolution's beginnings, as well as the downfall of the Romanov family.
British scientists could positively identify the remains of the Romanov family when the dead mitochondria DNA fingerprints was recovered from a mass grave near Yekaterinburg. In 1991, during the time, amateur Russian investigators had presumably found the final resting place of the Romanovs. Russian authorities exhumed the human remains and believed to have found the skull of Anastasia among those found, but their findings weren't conclusive to prove that they had found the Romanovs. The Russians enlisted the help of British DNA experts. They found that there was a father, mother, and 3 daughters. There were 4 remains.
After the death of the Romanov family, Vladimir Lenin and his revolutionaries established the Soviet Union. This would create a communist regime in Russia. The revolutionaries would become a new ruling class. After their death, Russia would enter into a civil war, including the Bolshevik, or red, and the anti-Bolshevik, or white, army. The general public had no feeling about the execution of the Romanovs and didn't find out until their deaths until years later. The Bolsheviks would spread propaganda around Russia to control the public perception. The execution of the family marked the end of the Romanov dynasty. Since the public wasn't informed about the murders, there were many conspiracies about the family's disappearance and whereabouts. Many speculated that some survived and some didn't, which led to the famous Fox movie Anastasia, where they believed that the daughter survived. But that is all that we have for you guys tonight. If you would like to stay up to date, please follow us on our socials or YouTube. So if you don't, whenever you're seeing this, I'd like to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night. Vladimir, I hate this already.
Romanov family. said. Stop!
Nicholas II would be the key figure of the outcome.
After the death of the Romanov family,
The final years of the Romanovs' rule over Russia could roast.
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
look.